Beast Mode.
If the British Empire and its Commonwealth last for 1,000 years, men will still say this was their finest hour.
We stand for Queen, country, and video games. BRB UK. Worse teeth, better accents.
Hello, and indeed ahoy, hoy, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 230 of BRB UK. I'm Dan, and I'm standing up.
What?
Minds blown everywhere. I usually do this podcast slumped in a chair, but because I'm moving house at the moment, it's a bit like kind of Jenga in here. By the way, that's Tim. Say hello, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
The other one's Coleman. Say hello, Coleman.
Hi!
Yeah, so it's a bit like a game of Jenga in my office at the moment. My laptop is balanced on some cardboard boxes. I'm standing up and straddling a Sainsbury's bag full of random shit I don't know what to do with.
So far, not much like Jenga. I don't want to be the, the tabletop guy here kind of thing.
No, but everything is so finely balanced.
Right.
So finely balanced. If I even slightly move, I could actually probably do a couple of grams worth of damage in about 10 seconds.
I've got a special Jenga that's Tetris blocks.
Oh, Coleman.
Jenga Tetris.
Jenga Tetris.
Gentris.
I've mentioned it before.
Tetra.
I like to talk about it every now and then.
Is it Tetgar or Gentris?
Well, it's technically Tetris Jenga, but I call it Jenga Tetris.
Jenga
it flows
Tetris.
a little bit nicer. Yeah. Jenga Tetris!
Seriously?
Yeah. You're standing up. You're the one who's awake. You're going to be sounding more alive and alert.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Something's open to the public. You have 3 guesses.
Your flies.
Nope.
Your legs.
No.
Public lavatory.
Public lavatories have always been open to the public. The hint's in the name. Public lavatory.
Oh.
Private lavatory.
Private, well.
Now open to the public.
Only if you like to live life a tad on the exciting side. Come into my lavatory, all one and all. I don't care who you are, just wipe and flush, that's all I ask. Anyway, E3, talking of toilets, that's going to be open to the public this year, because that's totally not trying to save it as it's gasping its last.
If only we knew someone that's been to E3.
Hey Tim, what do you think?
Only we knew someone that had spent too much money going to E3.
Are you still calling that an investment, by the way? Because it totally isn't.
Kind of. In man maths, it is. It's fine. Right, anyway, I see 2 main problems with this. And it's something that was kind of already in my thoughts, but has already been brought to attention by Kind of Funny. They were talking about this. Greg brought it up.
But when you get to this sentence, Tim, just let me know, because I'm on the edge of my seat.
The first problem is that with that ticket, you don't get access to 2 of the main things for E3.
What are those things?
One factor of that is the fact that you don't get to get into the press conferences.
Right.
Which is a major part of E3.
That would be a clue in the title, though, really.
I know. But you don't get into those.
It's not public conferences. We've already been through this, Timothy.
No.
At the beginning of the show.
But there are conferences that are completely separate from the main event, so they're not something that they will have any...
I have a question.
Yes?
Do they have press toilets?
Yes, possibly.
Are they open to the public?
Well, there are toilets, but that's the other thing as well. There are areas that are only available to press.
Right.
And
like the conferences. How do they let people know the conferences are just for press?
No, but even on the stands, within the stands, there were always areas where you could go and get private showing of something, basically. Behind closed doors showing. And all the corridors upstairs are some of the stuff where they showed the most exciting stuff, which is where I got to play Valkyrie, well before it was widely available. And it was my first time on Oculus before that was widely available.
It's when you first slipped a $10 bill into Parmalotti's boxer shorts.
I didn't actually get to meet him. He was elsewhere. So you don't get access to a couple of main things, and that's 2 parts of the same one point. But the other point is that...
Oh God, I thought it was both.
No, that didn't quite conclude it. The other point is, for me, it's kind of almost badly timed. Like, the show floor is what you're getting access to then, yeah? For quite a lot of money for the amount they're spending on the tickets, basically.
So it's not, what, $250 for the tickets?
$150 for the early bird, $200 for regular tickets.
Yowza.
So the first 1,000 tickets, I believe, are the early bird.
And so that's reasonably expensive, and it's at a time where they're doing this to cope with the fact that some people are pulling out of the conference and they're not getting as much money.
They're not going to admit that.
Yeah, but there wasn't as many people there last year, and a lot of people said they had to do something to make it, more of a thing again. And I guess there's not as much point for doing press conferences on the grand scale and paying this amount of money to do that at E3 when they can just get press people to come wherever else around the world. Anyway.
Who I think it's bad news for is enthusiast press, such as us.
Yeah, they're going to be a bit more stricter on who gets press passes and who doesn't get press passes. So that would mean, hey, you guys, you want to have your website come over and check this out? That'd be $200, please.
That's, we're a very small percentage of the overall kind of people that might be going and now enjoying the show type thing. I don't think that's necessarily something that they're too bothered about, but also might be in their thinking. As you say, they might be able to just turn around and not give as many press passes away and give access to them. But from my experience, if you're going for the E3 experience and you have to buy a public attendance ticket rather than getting press access, I don't think that's worth travelling from England, at least, to go do. Bit of a different kind of case scenario if you're in the States and, if you're in LA or something, that makes a big difference. But if you're travelling to the UK from it, I can't say that from what I've seen and from what they've had withdrawn. Now, I don't know, they may be hoping that having public attendance there will re-attract some of the people that have moved away from having as much presence at E3, basically, because they now get access to the public. Whether that remains the case or not will have to be seen, but at the moment at least, it seems like a bad deal, because the bit of the show that you do get access to for that money was never the best parts of going to E3.
There was the Palmer Lucky lap dancers upstairs for a start.
And who knows who's going to be pulling out of E3 and who won't be there next year. If you go to E3 and you pay all that money for a ticket, how annoyed are you going to be if you don't get to see the Switch at all?
Well, basically, you're paying $250 for, if you're not British, to be British in queue for hours and hours, and then touch an unpleasantly slimy controller while you play a 3-minute demo of something.
The show floor at E3, unless you had an appointment for something, it almost wasn't worth queuing most of the time as it was, kind of thing. As I said, this is going back a few years and from my experience of seeing it, but also from just hearing other people that have been to the more recent years and comparing it to my experience as well. And with that kind of knowledge, it might be a good deal in the future. I wouldn't rush there this year, especially, with the extra price of an extra expensive plane ticket to America sort of thing.
Well, I suppose.
Yeah.
I think E3's on its last legs, and I think they may be having a bit less revenue coming in from people buying stands, which might be how they're trying to make it make sense. But, it's one of those things, isn't it? I think the ticket price is steep. I mean, I know people say, well, Eurogame, you've always got to pay to get into Eurogamer, but frankly, the tickets are exceedingly good value for what they get.
Oh, yeah. You're talking closer to £60 for a weekend, or 4 days, in fact. Not $150 for a couple of days. As well, what you're talking about here is not just the cost of, getting into the event as well, but do you know how much hotels cost in...
Yeah, around that time, it's ridiculous, basically.
Is it Vegas or is it in...
No, Vegas is CEX.
It's in LA. Well, even at the best of times,
it's in the LA Convention
hotels.
Center, basically, but getting a hotel anywhere near the convention center is impossible. But you can go further afield and go outside to places that are a bit further away, and a lot of those hotels...
Like New York.
No, but I'm just saying, a lot of the on the outskirts hotels have shuttle services that run to places like the LA Convention Center every day anyway. So that's one thing you don't have to worry about too much, as long as you go to a half-decent hotel.
Anyway, we've spent 15 minutes about ticket prices.
I know, and I didn't give my view or anything.
Yeah. No. Didn't. Oh, God, there's something about football coming up next, Con. We might as well just take the next 20 minutes off. This is something that's been seen in kind of, I think it was initially Counter-Strike Go circles, and now the illegal gambling cartels have come to FIFA Ultimate Team. YouTuber Craig it's your boy Douglas, apparently he's been like hot water because he's been asking people to go to the Foot Galaxy website and place bets, and he's made money out of it. I don't quite understand.
Yeah, so this is similar to the CSGO thing. Basically, a bunch of these all came up to the same front. This is like the first big one to come out of court.
Yeah.
So this guy, he ran his own company, gambling service for FIFA Ultimate Team cards.
Right, and let me guess, he said he didn't let people know he was affiliated with it, and posted videos of him winning loads of stuff,
Yep.
but he was guaranteed that because he ran the random number generator behind it.
Exactly that.
Excellent.
Yeah, exactly the same scam.
That's not corrupt at all.
No.
So he's been ordered to pay £91,000 in fines and costs, but he will avoid a jail sentence because of it. In total, him and his partner, Dylan Rigby, who's the other guy who owns FUT Galaxy, in total, they've got to pay £174,000.
Can I just say, what a bunch of FUTwitts.
But yeah.
There's your show title. Thank you. I'm out of here. Good night.
But one thing I don't know about...
Tip your waiter.
One thing I don't know about those figures is how much they earned from doing this.
Yeah.
I guess that's the figure that they could trace that was accountable to this amount or something. You figure that's the way they work things out? I don't know. Or there's a level of fine? I don't know.
Unless people were trying to successfully throw their money at the screen, it was going to have come via PayPal or some form of electronic transfer. Unless it was in bitcoins, then it's untraceable. But yeah, I mean, seriously, people, come on. I mean, frankly, they've got what they deserved.
No, I totally agree with that. Absolute scumbags. If you're going to...
Conning kids is one of the worst things, basically.
Yeah, because the Ultimate Team channels especially, they appeal to one demographic, and that is teenage boys. And to then go, hey guys, you can have a fun time like I have, making money on my videos by playing on this gambling site. Go for it. What's going to happen? You're going to win loads of stuff like I have. Nothing bad will happen at all. And then that starts them off onto an early track of gambling.
Yo, it's your boy Nependez.
Look at all the money I won.
What an arsehole.
It's your boy having my car repoed away because I got to pay the court costs, bruv. Yo.
Makes the boy going to prison where it's going to bend over and pick up the thope.
Whoa.
He's still being shafted, just not literally. Anyway, it's been a while since I've got to say this, but... Firmware update.
Ah.
So, this update is so hot and fresh, it's not even actually downloadable to the general public yet, but it is in...
I have it.
Have you got it?
Yeah, I'm in the beta.
Hey, so this is the PlayStation 4 4.5 firmware.
Yeah.
Which apparently is the one that makes PS4 Pro a bit more of a value proposition.
Yeah, that's the thing. I put myself in the beta without actually knowing what the beta was for, and then...
Good work.
I downloaded it, and then I looked at the patch notes and went, most of this is pretty useless to me who has a regular PS4.
So, basically, the long and short of it is that it engages, an optional turbo mode.
Turbo mode!
Turbo mode.
Apart from the fact it's called boost mode.
Boost mode, but turbo's better, or beast mode. It's either boost or...
Beast mode!
Beast mode, there we
yes,
go.
PS4 beast mode.
Yes.
Beast mode.
That does sound more impressive.
Beast mode.
Basically unlocks the hidden power,
hidden potential
that is lurking in the wings when you play a standard PS4 game on a PS4 Pro. And apparently, depending on where the bottleneck is in a game, whether it's CPU limited or GPU limited, you will get about anywhere between a 10 to 30% boost in frame rate.
Right.
Which is pretty impressive, actually. I mean, all of it is Digital Foundry, surprise, surprise, did the sums. It's all about just the extra clock speed more than anything else. Maybe a bit more memory bandwidth. But games like Assassin's Creed Unity, which played like a dog and had problems hitting 15 frames a second, now, 20 frames a second, can now consistently hit its target 30 frames a second, as an example. Knack goes from 30 frames a second...
No one's playing Knack, it's no frames per second.
Yeah, I know, it's one of those... I don't know why they demoed Knack. They're like, yeah, here's some Knack. I was like, alright, okay, good.
I think the whole intention was to play some early-to-release games.
There we go.
So you can then compare them. Or games that have been known as being broken. But Knack didn't particularly run badly, it just wasn't particularly fun.
No, the frame rate was with the least of that game's problems.
It was basically a Lego game without the entertaining aspect.
Yep, but so that is coming. It works on... I don't think games need to actually do anything to take advantage of it. I just think the existing software just hoovers up the extra horsepower.
I believe there is a native mode, but there is a mode for games that have been specifically targeted for this as well.
What will be really interesting to see, though, is whether or not it might introduce some problems of its own when you engage Beast Mode.
Beast Mode.
Beast Mode. In particular, I can think of problems with online games, which in some cases sync the polling speed from the server, and that's somehow linked to frame rate. So potentially things could start going horrendously out of sync. I don't know.
There is a
Who
big
knows?
warning on it but yeah, unsuspected behaviour from your console may happen
Because it turns into a beast.
You remember in the Transformers reboot, and then some guy's walking out the
Yes.
store with his Xbox 360, and then some robotic hands grow out the box and start strangling the consumer. That happens,
Right.
and that's why you shouldn't play Knack in beast mode.
Yes.
Become an altered beast mode.
Because beasts do bigger poos than standard ones. That's why. And it just makes Knack an even bigger turd.
Tim, do you have any 3D Blu-rays knocking about?
I do, actually.
You can watch them with your PSVR.
I know, this is quite good news, because I don't know, a lot of Blu-rays come with a Blu-ray and the 3D Blu-ray version in the same box, so I've actually got a few.
Did you just seriously say the sentence, a lot of Blu-rays come with a Blu-ray?
A lot of comes with the Blu-ray and the 3D Blu-ray in the same box. Was the whole sentence, pedantic Dan?
They tend to do the deals where you can either buy the pack with the regular Blu-ray and it comes with a 3D Bluray.
I know.
And
I'm
a
just being
digital
pedantic.
version. And it's ridiculous because you buy a DVD. I bought Guardians of the Galaxy. It came with 4 copies of the bloody movies. I just want one.
So, Tim, you can now bask in the glory of one technology that failed to get off the ground in the name of 3D TV in a slightly troubled world of VR.
Good. Well, no, this is another minor string to the kind of bow type thing, like of PSVR, I guess. It just means
A
I
minor
can
string. You're
do
thinking
that.
of a harp.
Well, yeah, but it's not the biggest thing. It's not going to make loads of people rush out and buy a headset, but it's just another thing that people with the headset can mess around with. Like, that's quite cool. That's all right. I'll give it a go at some point.
Apparently Sony's on its way to shipping 1 million of those headsets by the end of this quarter.
That's not bad.
That's still an attach rate of how many PS4s are in the world now?
Yeah, but come on, that's a bit unfair. That's whipping them with their own success, basically.
But I just thought that was pretty cool because didn't you write an article once called something like you'd have to be an idiot to buy a 3D TV?
Yes, and got some internet hatred for it.
Tim, I'm just going to say pot, kettle black. All right, mate?
Well, no, the actual title of the article is "Only an Idiot Would Buy a 3D TV."
There you go. And now you can watch.
There we
now you
go.
can get the benefit
There
of
we
a
go.
3D TV with your
On
PSVR.
your
It
face.
very much taught me because not a lot of the commenters read the article. A lot of them were just commenting on the title, and it kind of
welcome to the internet, Tim. How do you think that
but,
works
No,
out?
but that was what taught me that lesson of the internet is like, okay, flame-baked articles in white. Yeah.
What else is in the update, Dan?
Do you like wallpaper?
I love it.
You can have some custom wallpaper, but on your telly, you no longer, if you want custom wallpaper, do you have to get the Pritt stick out and some wrapping paper from Crimbo. You
Thank
can now,
God.
You can now have custom wallpaper in your PS4.
Oh, that's good. I'll take the one I've got off then.
I got my BRB UK wallpaper. Looks lovely.
Nice.
Coleman, do you know what I'm always excited about?
Are we allowed to say that on the air?
Yeah. I don't think we want to incriminate you that far, Dan.
I'm excited for the day. I'm on the edge of my seat, Coleman, where I can look at my activity feed and I can see exactly what you're up to.
Yeah, you can post statuses on your activity feed now rather than just go, hey, I bought this, or hey, I unlocked this, or hey, I got this trophy. And then you get the option saying share to your wall. So you can actually now post updates in there as well, like a proper social media site.
Oh, I guarantee that won't take off.
Mm-hmm.
It already kind of does it, though, in the game pages, though, doesn't it? It's like, hey, so-and-so played blah, blah, blah for the first time.
The only people that use these things seriously are one of 3 different people. One is very large media sites. The other one is people that work for PlayStation. And the other one are people that start groups saying, hey, you can get $1 million in GTA Online if you give me £100.
Have you guys started getting a lot of spam from
Yes,
PS?
loads.
Yeah, at the moment I have as well.
Loads.
Yeah.
People inviting me to groups of spam and iffy looking links.
Haven't noticed so much myself.
There's also party options in the quick menu, and the quick menus apparently had a little bit of a
Can you
revamp.
choose what type of party you're having?
The choices are S Club,
Costume.
That's good. 'Cause they're-
Swinger,
Yep.
Dogging.
Oh, lovely.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Is this an
Christmas.
S Club party or an S Club Juniors party? Because there were the 2
It's all-
different bands.
I'm not touching the S Club Juniors. The bar's
There
told
ain't
me.
no party like... no, I'm not going there.
I accidentally left one off the notes, but there's also the ability to put external hard drives into your PS4 now, which is nice.
Now that is the game changer.
Yeah,
That's
so
good.
this is much like the Xbox One does. You can now stick it in an external drive. It runs from, I believe it's 256 gigabyte to 8 terabytes.
Yowza. That's
Yeah.
a lot of bytes. And all the
bytes.
ports on a PS4 are USB 3 as well, aren't they? So it should be nice and stonking fast.
Yeah, that's your update.
Lovely.
I've been doing this, and so far I've taken advantage of changing my wallpaper.
Coleman, I've got a question.
Yeah.
Can you change your PSN name yet?
No, not yet.
God damn it.
The one day, when it finally happens, they're going to go, okay, you can change your PSN names, your first one's free or whatever, they'll do it like Xbox did, and then I'll go to change my name, and someone would have taken Damn It Coleman.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been waiting for this day, and it finally happens, and someone's
Think
beaten me
about
to it.
if they've got 40 million consoles, yeah? Like, bearing in mind that how many people do you think would want to change their PSN ID?
I reckon
Good 20
anyone who
million of them.
started with the PS3 wants to change
Yeah.
their name.
So we're talking like, what, 5 to 10 million people maybe. If they charged like £1 for doing it, how much money would they make?
They could pour that into the
they'd
failing
like to
areas of
charge
Sony.
£10 and make 10 times as much money as what they'd like.
But it really can't. Can it be that hard? Really?
Well, if you really want me to bore you to death with the database
No.
reason why I think
No.
they can't do
No.
it, I will. But
We're 20 minutes
it might
into
not
the
be
show.
that easy.
No.
All right.
Updates.
Talking of being shafted.
Come on, let me read the updates. I've been waiting for this all day.
Oh no!
Go on then, Coleman.
Excellent. South Park The Fractured Butthole has been delayed for a second time. Publisher Ubisoft announced today.
You're a butthole,
What?
Coleman.
Why have they delayed it again?
They haven't said.
Oh God
But
damn
it's
it!
now got it's basically following suit from the first South Park, because that got delayed a couple of times as well.
Yeah, but that got delayed because it went from different publishers and stuff as well, and
That
like
was the first
THQ
reason.
got closed.
No, wait, that was
This
the
might
second
just be
reason.
the abject need to shoehorn as much Trump-related humour into it as possible.
Maybe. Apparently, according to Matt and Trey, they're actually backing off the political stuff.
Because otherwise they'll get deported.
Yeah, they might get to they're going to Guantanamo.
Donald Trump sent his tango men round.
So this is now going to get released in Ubisoft's fiscal year, which runs from April 2017 to March 2018.
Well,
Sorry, Tim, but not sorry.
You're a git.
no, it's not Coleman's bloody fault.
He was praying for this.
You can't prove that. I may have said it on a podcast, but you can't prove it because I'm the one who can edit it and change it over.
Yeah, but you've already released it.
He's still smarting over that scale-bound, poncy-haired twat
He just wants
simulator.
all of our games to be delayed. Watch out.
Destiny 2's next.
Yeah, no, dude. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that got delayed. I really wouldn't be surprised if that got delayed.
Also this week, Fire Emblem Heroes players will be granted a
Yay.
hefty in-game reward
Reek.
in the form of 10,000 hero feathers this week.
I already have been granted it, but hey.
Do you know what I got in the post in Fire Emblem? Do you know what I got in the post in Fire Emblem?
Go on then.
5,000 hero feathers, just randomly.
Nice.
Nice.
You know, one thing I will say on the subject of Fire Emblem, I will say 5525361871. I need friends.
Aww.
God damn it! What Nintendo? Seriously, this better be the last ruddy friend code I have to write down.
That's weird though, because you have to log in with your account name and stuff. It's like, why can't I use my account name? Why do I have to use a friend code?
Damn you and your Nintendo type solutions, Nintendo.
So this is all because Nintendo started off a promotional campaign on Twitter. They said if they can get 10,000 global retweets, then all Fire Emblem heroes would receive 10,000 hero feathers. They've got that, so it looks like you're going to be able to get your in-game currency. Also on the Nintendo side, Niantic has announced a new Pokemon Go event for Valentine's Day. I believe it's actually launched today.
Oh my god, really?
Yep, this runs to the 15th of February, so players will receive a double candy when catching Pokemon, hatching eggs, transferring Pokemon to the Professor, or finding candy with a buddy Pokemon.
I was secretly hoping it was going to be all David Attenborough. It was going to be leering at Pokemon humping in the wild.
Why would that even be a thing?
Because it's
Why would
Valentine's
that be a
Day.
thing in a children's
It's about
game,
the
Dan?
sexiness.
Why?
It's about the sexiness.
You just want to say weird things and people go, oh, Dan's so funny because he said David Attenborough's leering at a Pikachu's butt.
So it's not Pika Spit or Pika Swallow, it's Pikachu, is what you're saying.
No.
Anyway, pink Pokemon including Chansey, Clefable, and Porygon will have an increased chance of spawning. Players are also likely to hatch a baby Pokemon including Cleffa, Igglybuff, and Smoochum. Don't ask me what they are, I don't know.
Look, come on. All I'm saying is those baby Pokemon have got to come from somewhere, mate. All right?
Uh-huh.
All right?
Lore modules have been increased from 30 minutes to 6 hours also.
God.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
Is anyone playing Pokemon Go anymore? Anyone you know? Anyone you've seen?
Yes.
Because I don't see anyone playing it anymore.
At least one person.
Who are they? Let's shame them.
It's me. It's good for walks.
Okay.
It's encouragement. I like it.
Right.
So Starbreeze Studios, them publishers that do the publishing of Payday 2 and Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, they're going to publish Psychonauts 2.
Do they only publish things with the word 2 in the title?
Yes.
Brilliant. Good.
That's their motto. Starbreeze Studios, we like twos. Double Fine founder Tim Schafer confirmed the publishing partnership in a new developer video, and they've also shown new footage of the game in that video also. And later this month, there's going to be a PSVR game called Psychonauts in the Rhombus of Ruin, and that's going to release on the 21st of February, and it will chronicle the events between the first game and the upcoming sequel.
That's all cool and stuff, but I haven't played the first game.
Yeah, I believe it's a kind of catch-up for those who haven't played the first game as well.
I just want to try something out here, Coleman. Tim?
Yes?
What do you think a rhombus is?
A shape?
No. Well, yeah, you're right, actually. What kind of shape? And you can't use the word rhombus.
Damn it.
Basically a diamond, isn't it? No? I always thought, but hey, maybe not. Is it more sides than that? I'm not sure.
I just want to see how long you can continue talking to yourself.
I just thought it'd be really funny if we both decided to hang up while he was doing it.
Yeah, is it? I don't know. We come back next
And
week.
then,
Instead of
yeah,
back.
just wait till the recording gets sent over and it's an hour and a half's worth of, is it a circle? Is it? Basically.
Timothy. Oh, Timmy,
Well,
Timmy,
hey,
Kenny,
anyway,
Timmy.
yeah, as I said, I don't know if I should pick this up or not, because everyone always talks very fondly of Psychonauts, but I never played it. The art style didn't massively appeal to me.
Well, it's had a re-release on the PS4. They keep sticking reductions on it whenever it comes to sale and stuff. So I think I paid £4, £5 for it on PS4. So I'd recommend getting it and giving it a try.
So you paid £9 overall, paid £4, then you paid £5.
Oh, yeah, I bought it twice.
Right.
Because I love it. Actually, technically, I would have bought it 5 times.
Yeah, you were joking, and then you realised that.
No, come
how
on.
many times
A, you're not me, and B, it's not Destiny, Coleman, all right?
Bought it on PS2, bought it on Xbox, bought it on PC, bought it on PS4. And then if I bought it twice on a PS4, then I would have bought it 5 times.
There we go.
Rock Band VR, that's getting a release on the 23rd of March, and it will be available to Oculus Rift.
So is it actually going to get released, or is it when they pull all the Oculuses off the shelves because of this court case?
Actually getting released unless they manage to, get an injunction and stop the headsets being released and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, pre-orders are available for a bundle on Amazon.
Huzzah.
Lastly this week, the Gears of War 4 February update will bring 2 new maps, Guardian improvements, and more. And that's going to be Impact Dark and a reimagining of the classic War Machine map. And that's going to be available on the 10th of February.
I'm just a war machine.
This is my fantasy.
See, I keep on meaning to go back to Gears of
Join
War
in
4.
S Club
I
party.
need to play that, but hey.
Yeah, I can't. I must say, I went pretty tepid on Gears of War 4 pretty quickly.
I really liked it, I just never went back to it. For me, it's a game that plays better in co-op.
Oh, well, Gears always has.
Yeah, exactly.
Gears
so
totally
maybe
always
we
has.
need to co-op that together so we can.
Yeah, there's something about the characters, though, in the single player that just annoy me. It's like they've got 4 beds in there. Although that bed actually is tolerable in Gears of War 4. Spoiler, by the way.
He's got no hair.
He has got hair, hasn't he? He's got hair on his face.
No, he's bald in this one.
He's got hair on his face.
Well, on his face doesn't count. If I shave my head tomorrow, you'd say I'm bald. You wouldn't go, hey, you've
There's
still got a
load
beard,
of
Chris.
Bald men with beards just crying into their podcasts.
Bald men are cool.
I'm not quite sure where you were going with that metaphor, Tim, but it went horribly wrong.
Bald is cool.
This is just upsetting lots of bald bearded people. Anyway.
You leave my bald brothers alone. I will join them one day.
Actually, I must say my peaks are going at the moment.
Yeah? All right, let's all do this
I
together.
think I'm going to end up with a slightly unfortunate Steve McLaren hairdo, where I've got like a little island of hair at the top of my head. That's what's going to happen. It's not going to be a good look. But anyway.
Baldies unite! You, me, Harry Hill, the Mitchell brothers. Let's do this.
Jean-Luc Picard.
Cesaro. Let's go.
Kojak.
Telly Savalas.
I'm not sure he's still definitely
still
got no
alive?
hair, but yeah, I'm not sure he's, yeah.
Telly Savalas once narrated a documentary about Portsmouth. True fact.
I thought it was about Birmingham.
There's one about Portsmouth.
I've seen extracts of the one he did about Birmingham, but hey.
I've seen the whole thing for the Portsmouth one. Of course I have. Hey, let's talk about the games we watched.
I was going to say,
play.
exciting like this is, let's talk about what we've done
Let's
play.
talk about the Telly Savalas we done watched. Who loves you, baby?
Right, okay, shall I start?
Yes.
Right, so I have... Okay, can I just say, I have a bone to pick with Ubisoft.
A bone?
Sounds painful.
A bone to pick, yes, Tim, a bone.
I think they've got bigger problems to deal with at the moment, like takeovers and stuff, hostile takeovers.
No. Shush now.
Your bones.
Shush now. Look, they're French. Okay, they're French, so they're a bit precious about bastardization of their language and culture, right?
Zut the law!
Not, I wouldn't have said that was particularly any more with them than any other nation, but okay.
No.
What was that noise?
For honour... Tim, spell the word honour for me.
I was wondering where we were going with this.
In British, in English, English.
Yes, look, we had this a
not
while
American
back.
English.
We realised and mocked them for not spelling it correctly, but still.
If we sent a game over to America land with the U still in place, they bloody nuke us or something. They get up in arms and say like it's like the Empire's coming back. Next thing you know, they're making a giant cup of tea in the Boston River.
No, I've long said this. I had this argument back in the day on Sarcastic Gamer forums. Basically, people should get less precious about this. The whole US English thing. No, they need to get further away from our language, not closer. Yeah. Go to American.
What's the one you don't like people saying, Tim? Is it gunner? Or something like that?
No, the word I don't like
aluminum.
Our English writers using is gotten, because that's not an English word.
Impactful annoys me as well. Flavourful even more so.
If we're talking about French things, Americans can't pronounce anything French anywhere near correctly, or anywhere near our pronunciation of them for some reason.
And you know totally we're going to get a half French, half American person invading now, don't you?
Basically, we're going to get invaded by Canada, is what you're saying, yeah?
Dear BigRedBarel UK, I am outraged to hear this week that you is making fun of my accent.
Why is David Cage writing in now?
Yo, it's your boy, David Cash.
Yeah, it'd be more like a French police siren, wouldn't it?
Anyway, I've been playing For Honor, is what that's a very long way about saying.
We went from the French don't like being insulted to let's
Insulting the French.
In, like,
yeah,
a minute. Well done, anyway.
Cheese eating surrender monkeys.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, For Honor has got its open beta go now. You played this in closed beta, didn't you, Coleman?
Yep.
And the open beta is open now, and I did kind of mean to play it, but I have not yet done so yet. So what are you thinking then?
Well,
lots of things he shouldn't say.
There's a lot to take in, isn't there?
Yes, it's definitely, definitely a learning curve, I would say.
So basically, it's the love child of something that's a bit MOBA-y, because there's the grunts who...
I'm just a MOBA-y.
Yeah, little bit MOBA-y. I'm just a war machine. And you kind of do the levelling up within the game to unlock extra powers as well. So there's that aspect to it. But then there's also quite an intricate one-on-one fighting mechanic, which I'll come back to in just a tick. So
which I think is more for me, that's to me, that's the main game, and everything else around it is the dressing.
And then there's this whole kind of metagame level, which is almost a bit like MAG or something, where you have like war assets that you can deploy in the giant overworld map, and every 6 hours the map refreshes and the battlefields all change depending on who's taken over what territory.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, can we just take a moment to appreciate the MAG reference just then?
256 players online.
MAG.
You're welcome.
Oh, I love MAG.
So in the training missions, you feel, I can get my head around this, where essentially there's little tells, little arrows which tell you which side you have to guard or parry, and the windows of opportunity for certain attacks and stuff like that. But when the game proper kicks off, you just cannot see any of those tells whatsoever, and it just turns into a button mashing game. Which is a bit of a disappointment.
That changes the further you progress.
Does it?
The button mashers get weeded out.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm buggered then, aren't I?
Yeah, basically you need to learn what you're doing. It's also a matter of having played enough with enough different characters to know the characters you're coming up against well enough to read their tells and to know what they're doing. So that's why I kind of said that it's got an element of a fighting game about it, as in, like a Street Fighter type thing almost, because you have to learn your character's moveset and how that interacts with the other characters' movesets and how that trades off against each other. But in this, you also just have to stand by ledges and, knock people off the edge. But yeah.
I mean, I think it's one of those things where I think there is potentially a crazy butt ton of depth. And if you had two, really good players trying to take each other out, that could be a really entertaining fight, not only to be a part of, but also to watch.
Yeah.
But alas, me and Tim only ever fought side by side rather than against each other. So we will never know the tale of two awesome fighters going against each other.
TM. That's a catchy title right there.
That's being published by Starbreeze Studios, Tale of Two Fighters.
But I just wonder if I'm gonna give it a bit more of a go.
Yeah.
But I can see people losing patience with it quickly would be my concern.
I don't know. Like, I think it could go one of two ways. I think there's a smaller chance it could go that way. I actually see the possibility of this kind of capturing through streaming and through people like. If they do get like big streamers and stuff watching, they seem to be kind of aiming to do that and kind of gunning for that. I think it's something that could actually really take off, like as in reinvigorate and pull in some of the players that have got bored of Call of Duty.
What I am very surprised it doesn't have though is, at least as far as I can tell, you like have one of three factions that you join up to essentially. But I'm surprised there's no kind of like clan layer to it as well, because it's just crying out for that. You and a bunch of mates, if you all get together on like kind of a company in the army or something like that, where you and a bunch of mates, if you all buddy up together, you all get boosts to your stats or something like that, and have items you can share with one another and stuff. But they appear not to have elected to go that route.
I don't know, that might be something that's easier to add into the final game than it is at this stage, maybe, but who knows.
But hey, we done played that anyway. So Coleman,
hello.
What you done played, mate?
I nothing really.
Really?
No, didn't play anything this week.
No. You sent me a beta invite, which expired by the time we got to it, which was nice.
Which you didn't tell me it expired, so I would have sent you it again.
To be fair, I am slightly busy moving house at the moment.
However, generally, there were people that were asking if I had any invites left. So if you went, this one expired, don't worry, I'm moving house though, don't bother sending it again. I would have had that one to send out to other people. Just saying.
But
so if you're one of those people that asked me for a beta invite, blame Dan.
Also,
I'm sorry.
I took one and downloaded it and then didn't get time to play.
Blame Dan and Tim at BRB Tim at Captain Average on Twitter. Moan at them.
If you're lucky, you might intersect with my once a year checking of Twitter, and I may respond to you.
All right, send all complaints to Dan and Tim at BRB Tim. There you go.
Yes.
Right. So I've been playing the beta for Ghost Recon Wildlands on the PlayStation 4.
I'm guessing less fun without us, maybe.
I mean...
That's a very self-serving sentence, Timothy.
Yeah. Get you your big impressions about yourself.
Were you playing it with other people?
Thinking you're Charlie Big Bananas or something. I mean, we didn't get to do our amazing Big Red Barrel stream because
that would have been good.
It was just me. But there's two modes of the game. You can play single player or you could play online. The single player stuff was pretty cool and fun. You still got your team of 4 people. It just meant that you got some cool banter between them rather than online chat. And then I started playing once I figured out how to actually get on.
I would like a whole game of that enforced Ubisoft online chat thing that they do.
Oh, that'd
the presentations.
Be cool, yeah.
A whole game of that being self-referential and taking
the piss
out
I've been shot. Don't worry, old chap. You'll do better next time.
It's all right. I'm going to flank them on the right.
It's a team game, remember?
Pip, pip. Cabbage grit off the blue end.
Where in reality it's okay. I'm loading the hostage into the helicopter. Wait, stop trying to jump it on a motorbike.
Yeah, and stop throwing grenades at the helicopter.
And that's what people shout at me. So yeah, the other mode was after I figured out how to actually get into the online lobby, I started playing online with complete randoms. And there was lots of notifications of this person's dropped in. This person's dropped out instantly. This person's dropped in. This person's dropped out. And after a while, there was one person who just stuck with me for ages while all these other people were dropping in and out. They were doing some pretty cool tactical stuff. And then I got an invitation from Tidge Vosman.
Vlad
Tidge.
Yes. So I went to go play with him, and he was playing with one of his friends. And I went from this sort of intense game of cat and mouse. I was playing with this other guy trying to infiltrate and take a hostage away, and came into his game, and there was just explosions and bad guys and helicopters and the military, and everything was just, it looked like GTA had happened. It was very odd. So I started playing with Tidge and his 2 friends after a while, and then I kind of got into the spirit of mucking around, which means if you're a serious Ghost Recon player, I've never been a a Ghost Recon player, but I've got friends who have, and I was chatting with them about this over the last couple of days. If you're big into that whole tactical, being very professional on the chat and all this kind of stuff, and, flank them here and throw this smoke grenade over there and then all carefully go in the room together and take that position, it's not for you. This game is not for you.
No?
We had moments where...
I'm sure it can be played that way, Coleman. Just because you guys did.
Oh, yeah, you could.
Doesn't mean it couldn't be by 4 people.
It will get ruined. Unless you're all committed and you're all going to play properly, it will get ruined. This one guy's there going, right, I've marked all these bad guys in a camp area. I've got my drone out and I've spotted all the areas that I couldn't see right off the bat using my sniper scope. And he's like, are you almost here there? And then all of a sudden, this helicopter lands in the middle and starts throwing grenades out of it. And he's like, what the hell's going on? We're meant to be stealthy. And then a people carrier runs him over, parks on top of his horse, gets out, and it's me. I'm like, I thought we were stealthing. Come on, let's go. So he wasn't too impressed.
So, come on. The one question I have, though,
Right.
because one of the things that people have said about Ghost Recon Wildlands is that the Ghost Recon formula and the underlying mechanics haven't really moved on that much, and it feels a bit dated in some ways. Is that fair criticism, do you think?
Well, I wouldn't know because I didn't play any of the previous iterations of Ghost Recon. So,
But did it feel dated or clunky to you?
Yeah, isn't this built on a completely different engine, on a completely different console, and a completely different game style?
No, it didn't feel like that.
Pretty much.
No? This felt like the mechanics of The Division,
Right.
but they added in vehicles and more colour.
Right.
But it's still very slow and kind of a little bit clunky because it's not meant to be a fast action-paced game. You go in and you've got them. You kind of got the atmosphere of you're playing GTA online. And you're really not. You're meant to be playing something tactical. And because you're not playing it tactical, it feels very slow and clunky. It's meant to be played in a specific way. And if you're not playing it that way, it kind of bites you in the arse for not doing so.
So you're not playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, so the game doesn't feel like it's supposed to be played that way.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it's a tactical game. If you don't play it tactically, then it's not for you.
Fair enough.
But you can, like I say, it will come to open beta at some point, and I recommend everyone go give it a go because make up your mind for yourself. Don't listen to idiots like me on the podcast telling you what to do. But
Shh, don't say that, Coleman. You kind of take away the whole point.
Well, no, I think it's worth. I think it's worth giving a try. I don't know if it's worth necessarily putting down £50 and buying it for yourself, but definitely give it a try if you can beforehand.
Well, that's why I wanted to try it myself, basically. But yeah,
Yeah, but it's out in March, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the thing, because
Wildlands.
there are a couple of technical hiccups to the game, and immediately I kept telling myself, well, it's in preview, it's not in beta yet, it's not in beta. Well, it's out in March. How much can you do that
yeah,
quickly?
but still, like they're still giving you a portion of the game rather than the whole game, and it's still like a slice that they've taken out of it rather than the whole thing, right?
I mean, there's still a lot of playground to play around with as well, because you've got this big open world map, and you're like, wow, I've got all this to myself, and you will just drive around for about a good hour, and then at some point it'll go, oh, you've entered over a barrier, kind of like the old Assassin's Creed before you've unlocked areas. And they go, hey, you're not meant to be in this area yet, because you don't own the full game, or you're not leveled up enough, and you go, oh, sorry, and then you come back out, otherwise it resets your game and puts you back into where you were meant to be.
Right.
Fair enough.
So there's some of that going on, but there's still a fair whack to play around with.
Okay.
Well, I'll be interested to see how it turns out anyway. I mean, I don't want it to... I'm just a bit worried it's going to not know whether it wants to be a cover-based shooter or if it wants to be Far Cry.
Well, let's all let's all give it a go when it's in the open and see how you guys fare on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay. Right, it's a date.
I played a fair few hours of this. Well, I played like a good 12 hours of this beta, and then I got a message today saying I've unlocked a T-shirt with a llama on it. I was like,
Oh,
wow.
Oh, well, you
man.
definitely got to buy the game now.
Now I definitely have to play
Yeah.
the open beta so I can show off my cool llama T-shirt.
Wow. You're so cool, Coleman.
I am pretty cool.
Tim, briefly, you've already mentioned what you've been playing, but it's Fire Emblem.
Yes, as I said
Fire
last week,
Emblem.
I played the first couple of hours. I've now just finished level 8 or chapter 8. Yeah, and my characters are like early 20s kind of levels. I have to say I'm enjoying it quite a lot now. I think generally, mostly.
Did the mechanics ramp up at all? Because it feels mechanically a bit thin. I mean, I'm only like on the third set of levels, I think.
It's never as taxing. The only levels that feel kind of more akin to the difficulty of Fire Emblem in general is the kind of special maps that they have each day, where at level 5 and level 15 you can earn different
A character.
levels of people of the same person, basically. So you get like 2 cards for the same person, and you can kind of add them together to get a slightly to boost stats if they're the same level. Anyway, but you get like different component
It's
parts
like
of
a
a character.
one-person human centipede, that.
Well, it's a bit weird, but basically it helps you level up a character a bit faster, sort of thing. Basically, but yeah, in those levels though, if any one of your characters dies, that's it, game over, and you have to start again, kind of thing. Whereas in most of the story missions and the training missions and any of the arena missions, if any of your characters die, it doesn't really matter. You can carry on. So you can kind of like throw them in as a sacrificial lamb, and you don't have to be as tactical. There are levels.
Sounds like a bad deal for them.
There are levels. There are levels later on where you're taking on, especially the ones where you're taking on like more, like 5 people when you've only got 4 people in your team, sort of thing. They can be a bit trickier. And there was a kind of like ceiling I hit at one point that was kind of hard to break through, like just before about level 15 or so. And there's a few things that you can do at level 15 that kind of that help you kind of boost up from there. But getting to that level 15 point was difficult. It's worth going back and doing some of the earlier levels in hard at that point. That's the kind of thing that helped me through, and doing the training tower and stuff anyway. But yeah, I mean, it never gets, to answer your question a bit more fully, Dan, it never gets massively too tactically challenging, but there are levels that are tricky that require some like trial and error, or just stumbling on the right tactic or finding the right tactic to do stuff. Again, as I said last week, you do have to pay even stricter attention to the kind of the triangle of how powers one kind of like the
rock paper scissors.
Yeah, the rock paper
That's what
scissors
you're looking
aspect of the combat, basically, and you do have to pay quite close attention to that. Not always, because there on top of that, there's also like character class stuff where one particular character class will do more damage to other people and stuff like that as well. So you have to pay that into attention as well. But generally speaking, you can generally put your best team out as long as it's a kind of balanced team and kind of just like steamroll over people relatively easily in the story mode levels, at least compared to
the one thing I will say for it though is I haven't felt that the free to play mechanics have been taking the mickey yet.
No, not at all. Like, I've managed to summon quite a few people. I managed to summon a 5-star character, like that's the seemingly the highest star you can get. Like, it's a gold character, Marth, who's awesome, and
I've
just
got an amiibo of him.
Demolishes people in his path, basically. And yeah, like, he's a strong fire character, and I was weak on fire, so that was quite good as well.
The Marth path, I like to call it.
But yeah,
Marth mode.
Yeah, like I have got like quite attached to some of the characters that are coming through and stuff like that as well. The only thing is, like, you mentioned those 10,000 feathers before, and I'm glad they gave them away, because I don't know if you noticed that on some of the characters that you see on the kind of homepage, you can, like, occasionally they'll have like hearts that are coming above their head, and you can click on them and you'll end up with a few feathers.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen that. But I was like, okay, I've got a couple 100 feathers now, I wonder what I can do with these. And the first thing I see, I can
Nothing.
10,000 feathers I need to do this. Okay, that's going to take a while to save up. So I don't know if that's a sign of, a reaction to the fact that a few people are going 10,000 feathers. But when you do that, like, it says it helps level up people, and basically it helps change your grade. If you were like grade 4, it puts you up to grade 5, and etc, etc. So you can level up a character that was like a silver level 4 and upgrade them to a 5-star gold character for 10,000 feathers. I don't know if that's a lesser amount in lesser things, because that was the only one I really looked at. But in doing that, they have to be a character that's up to level 20, and it resets them back to level 1. So
I think I've spied where the free to play money making's coming in now. It's in the end game rather than the early bit of the game.
Yeah, but kind of that's smart because it draws you in. But also, I don't mind that so much as long as I can play and enjoy the game enough to start with. And this is what I was saying. Like, as long as I can play and enjoy enough the game to start with, I'm happy to do so. And it's almost tempting me to step away from Star Wars. I haven't played as much Star Wars this week because I've been playing this instead. But I'm thinking of carrying on playing this instead. And yeah, that's
Ooh.
quite the
You
compliment.
can play more than one game at the same time, you know.
Well, yeah,
Not these types of
literally
games.
at
yeah,
the same
not these
time.
types of games, mate. You need to be doing like this.
Two
Isn't
phones.
well,
Two phones, mate.
no, but this is the other thing with this. It's not quite as needy as Star Wars. Star Wars is like, you need to do these things every day, otherwise you'll be bad and it'll be terrible. Whereas this is like, you need to do all these things this month sometime. Okay, is that all right? Kind of thing. And yeah, most of the challenges are reasonably doable. You can like level up characters reasonably well, and like I've happily summoned a lot of characters. Now I will preface this a little bit with the fact that they have been doing like some like launch deals where they've been giving away extra orbs and stuff, so it has made that stuff a little bit easier than it might be going forward. But that's just an extra excuse to possibly jump in and play the game now, basically.
Sounds good. So you can get it for the price of free, and you should do that. Because free things are good. They don't cost you any money. But anyway, we are running out of time, so we just need to do some housekeeping before we disappear and turn into a mere figment of your imagination. And it's Tuesday coming up, so what happens on a Tuesday?
We have Tabletop Tuesday, and last
Very
week
good.
was an absolutely stonking week. I said the game would go down well, and it did. It played a bit longer than we were expecting, but it's there to play from now on, and it's a game called Adrenaline. It is a 2 to 5 player first-person shooter board game that both of you guys should play, and so should lots of other video game fans. Kind of, it's reminiscent of Unreal Tournament, kind of like, for some reason, or Quake, that kind of era of game for some reason. But I genuinely think you guys would really like it. It's a mechanically really interesting game, really good. But yeah, this week's game coming up. Oh yeah, and as I said, we had like 85 people there last week, which was amazing. It was great. So thanks for everyone that came down. It was a really great night. It was really good fun. But upcoming this week is a really silly week. We have Silly Week in force this week, and it's going to be a great one. I'm sensing it. Yeah, I think it's going to be really good fun.
So what is the Valentine's Day special game,
The
Tim?
Valentine's Day special game is...
I love the sock game!
You
Oh,
love
God.
the sock game, Coleman.
I didn't know you went to private school, Tim.
I know the sock game. The sock game's damn good.
Basically, Coleman knows the sock game because he came along with me to the toy fair and met the two fine gentlemen that make this game, who will also be joining us
special game
for
we
that
play
evening.
alone.
Basically, it's a very silly kind of finding object game, and I say very silly in a complimentary manner type thing. Like, you're basically you got like two people or two teams of people. You can like be played either way, really. But basically what you're doing is the two people are facing off against each other and trying to get a random object, well, not a random object, but a named object that has been like kind of picked on a spinner and out of the sock, and you have to dive into this big sock and pull the object out before the other person does it, basically. And it's really simple, but I think it's going to be, really fun in the bar, like a good drunk game type thing. And, could go down really well. As I said, both of the creators of the game are coming down to show it off on the evening as well. So, yeah, it should be a really fun night, basically. Come along, join us. Anyone that doesn't know, every Tuesday we have a different feature game, and if you play that feature game that evening, you've got a chance of winning a copy of that game to go home with. So you could win your own copy of the sock game to go home with on Tuesday as well. So yeah.
Oh man.
Yes, you should definitely come, Coleman. I know you might be otherwise engaged, but hey, it should be
I
done.
want a sock game.
But otherwise, the sock game will be there to play afterwards if you're too busy on Valentine's Day. But otherwise, we've really, really good week so far this year in Tabletop Tuesday. We had a strong finish to the year last year. It's been really great. So come along, join us, possibly win a game when you do.
Sounds good to me. So that's Tuesday's all wrapped up.
Yep.
But we ought to say thank you to a couple of people before we wander on out of here. I'm not going to thank anybody from iTunes because no one left us a review, you buggers.
No one uses iTunes anymore, Dan.
Yeah, and from the forums, I'd like to say thank you to Richard Kirk, Stingo, Rick Cully's Hat, and William Lowith. Thanks for the fan fiction, mate. Yeah, it scares me to the pit of my very soul.
I put Loaf One's fan fiction up on the forums.
Good.
It's terrifying
With some minor editing.
Good.
I did like though, because like one week he said that you were a tall, slender man, and you went, "I'm not that tall and slender." So the next week it says that you take off your coat to reveal that you're a short, fat man on stilts.
Yeah. I mean, there is some attention to detail in there, to be fair.
That was quite funny.
It's very true.
On Twitter, thanks to Rob Evans, Will Driver, Spencer H, and Sad Wizard, and also Sam, Ronan, A, Chris, Tally.
Is he like M. Night Shyamalan?
Yes. I'm sorry for butchering your name. And Mark Brown for all saying that I was wrong. It's not a glitch in For Honor. Knights are meant to hold their swords the other way around so they can use the
bash
the
people's
handlers.
helms in.
I actually did know that, but the way it happens, it does look very glitchy. I assumed it was a graphical glitch because it just suddenly, it appears suddenly upside down.
Yeah, it's not like he's turning it upside down.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he turns it upside down. So there was method to my madness, but no, I might be completely wrong. So you might be right.
It's not so much chainmail as chain fail, Coleman.
Thanks for 3 people being quick to point out my mistakes.
It's almost like it's the internet or something.
Always happens, yeah.
But anyway, I think that's probably a lot, unless Tim's got extra bonus people to say thank you to. I don't know why I'm goading him into doing so.
Tim? Can I just give a shout out to the Podcast We Listen To group on Facebook, because they're really nice and they've been very supportive of the podcast.
And, yeah, thank you very much, because it's very, very nice of them to do so. So, yes. Well, we'd love to return the favour someday, but we're not that popular.
If you too want to support this podcast, then you should follow us on Facebook.
Yes, you should. And you should also go to www.BigRedBarel.com where you can find stuff like this and more.
And on Twitter. And tell your friends. Get your friends to listen. Get your mum to listen.
Like, comment, subscribe. Yo, it's your boy.
It's your boy.
So, that's your lot, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you ever so much for listening. I've got to go because I've got to put things in boxes, and that's fun. So I've been Dan.
I might have been Tim. You go put things in your box.
Sorry. I've been Coleman.
I totally know where you're going with that, Coleman, so let's end the show.
I misheard. It sounded like I have been Tim and I'm going to put something in your box.
No.
Put that in your fanfic, Loaf one.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
Don't
encourage
it's like
the
throwing
fanfic.
a Frankfurter down an aircraft hangar.
Don't fan the flames of fanfic. Sort of.
Thank you, Tim. That made that a lot clearer. Yep. And I, of course, have been Dan, so thank you ever so much for listening. We really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you all soon. So, until next time, dear listeners, toodle bye.
You and your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarel.com for more podcasts, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarel.com.
Biff American. Biff American, brother. Biff American. Sue Gawker, brother. Ha ha ha! I'll see you soon, Coleman.